What is happening, PUBG fans? My name is Powerbang. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile official channel. And guys, before we get into today's episode, make sure you guys are clicking that subscribe button for more amazing PUBG Mobile tips and tricks from myself and other creators. If you guys are looking for more daily content on PUBG Mobile, feel free to check my link in the description down below. I do cover the game multiple times every single day. Today we're going to be learning about sniper rifles. I want to get you guys familiar with each gun, what types there are, which is best, which does the most damage. I'm getting all kinds of questions. So first, let's break them down into their two main categories. The first of which is marksman rifles. You can essentially think of marksman rifles as those you can fire in a semi-automatic fashion. Clicking the fire button multiple times fires multiple shots and does not have to wait for a reload unless the magazine is empty. There are three types of marksman rifles in the game: the MK14, which fires a 5.56 round, the SKS, and the MK14. Now, MK14s and SKSs are found out in the world just as a normal world drop, whereas the MK14 is a specialized crate-only weapon, which is why you see the higher damage out of this gun than you do the two others. So let's go ahead and take a look first at the MK14 and see how this performs at range with a 4x scope attached. As you can see, the MK14 knocks down targets with ease at range as the muzzle velocity is super high in this gun. Bullets travel very quickly and do not suffer a lot of bullet drop. The MK14 can hold up to 30 rounds in an extended magazine, so this gun is extremely versatile and has a very high capacity in it. And as you can see, you can fire repeated rounds into the head or a small target at 100-meter range relatively easily. Now, in the unfortunate situation that you get caught in close quarter combat with your sniper rifle out, the MK14 is not a bad option, as you can semi-auto fire basically as fast as you can click the button, and it can do significant damage, and the pattern on these shots are really tightly grouped, so the MK14 is not a bad sidearm to use if you get caught in that unfortunate situation. And with the 8x scope attached, the MK14 is an absolute beast. It can laser targets from really far away. Unfortunately, the damage is relatively low, and it's going to take quite a few shots in order to get the kill. You're looking at 5, 6, sometimes even 7 shots at range if you're not able to connect to the head. Next, we'll take a look at the SKS, which is a very similar rifle to the MK14. The SKS is a 7.62 round, and because of that, it does a significant amount more damage than the MK14. It does more damage per shot and does not have as high a capacity as the Mini. It's packing 10 rounds per magazine, and with an extended mags that'll go all the way up to 20 rounds. It does have a little bit more recoil and a little bit more bullet drop, but it does pack a bigger punch than the Mini, so it's definitely something that you want to think about using. Now, as you fire off rounds, it does have a great recoil pattern, pretty tight if you get the rhythm down to it, although there definitely is a rhythm to the SKS. It's something that you've got to get used to. Now, in close quarter combat, if you do get caught with that gun out, it is not the end of the world. You may be able to take out the target, as you can rip off tons of rounds really quickly. The pattern isn't quite as tight as the Mini, but it can get the job done, doing a substantial amount of damage. Now, attaching that 8x scope, the SKS, can be lethal. You do want to aim for that headshot, though, as it does take a couple of headshots at range to take out a target in most situations. Only if the target is not wearing a helmet is that single headshot going to take them out. Let's take a look now at the MK14. This is a crate-only weapon, also chambered in 7.62, and it is going to absolutely laser targets, almost no bullet drop, and very, very fast bullet travel. Keep in mind, though, this is one of the loudest guns in the game, so if you are rocking this, a suppressor is highly encouraged, or just be very aware that you're going to attract people from all over the map as soon as you click that trigger. Next, this is a really, really accurate weapon. And it also does a lot more damage than the SKS and the Mini, and that is the reason why it is found in the crates. It is not quite as versatile, but you can really hear the difference in suppressed shots here versus the normal shots. And again, the trolls in the battlegrounds here, in the training grounds, make it pretty difficult to get anything accomplished. Now, if you're gonna rattle off a bunch of rounds in a row, you can actually do this pretty efficiently with the MK14. It does have up to 20 rounds in an extended magazine. 10 is the base amount. And check this out, you can even fire a whole lot of rounds into somebody at close range by firing semi-auto. Now, this gun does have an automatic mode as well, but as you can see, that is not recommended for obvious reasons. And then as the 8x scope is attached to this weapon, this thing is an extremely lethal tool in the right hands. These guys just will not leave me alone, will they? It's just not gonna happen. Not my day. Not my day. And that's going to do it for the marksman rifles in PUBG Mobile. Now let's take a look at the bolt-action rifles, commonly referred to as the sniper rifles. These are some of the most iconic weapons in the game. So let's start out with the Kar98K. This is a bolt-action rifle that is chambered in 7.62. It does above average damage and can actually one-shot to the head kill anybody in a level 1 or level 2 helmet. A level 3 helmet will stop the bullet and let somebody live, but it's not likely that they're going to live too much longer. The M24 is also chambered in 7.62. It is found only in crates and does a little bit more damage than the Kar98, as well as has a little bit more range and is a little bit faster, and also has a magazine that holds up to 7 rounds with an extended mag versus the Kar98 only holding 5. Finally, you have the AWM, which is a 300 Magnum round, which it does extreme amounts of damage and one-shots people to the head regardless of what helmet they're wearing. Could be a level 3, doesn't matter. Also found only in crates, the AWM is the rarest and most powerful weapon in the game, and it definitely will put a hurt on whoever is on the receiving end of that bullet. Let's go ahead and take a look first at the Kar98, and we'll see how this thing performs with the 4x scope at range using only a compensator instead of a suppressor. Very, very accurate here. You got to account for a little bit of bullet drop with the Kar98. As you extend out, a couple hundred meters, the bullets will start to fall back to the earth, and as you get further and further away, you must compensate for that. But overall, very accurate, and it pays with the bolt-action rifles, guys, to take your time, aim up your shots, and get those headshots. Once you attach the suppressor to these rifles, they become absolutely lethal killing machines because they are not able to be detected from long distances away, so you can hide out a ways from your target, wait for them to hold still, and then drop that headshot on them when they're not even looking. It's pretty easy to get that crosshair of the Kar98 back to your centering point and fire multiple shots on the same target, and it'll also do decent no-scope accuracy as well. As you can see here, putting shots right on target with the no-scope. And if you don't believe me, check out this no-scope I just did to finish off a chicken dinner 14-kill victory. Yeah, that's, I'll take it. Kar98K, not too bad at the no-scope. Now let's take a look at the Kar98 with the 8x scope attached. A lot of you guys know me for this exact gun combination. The Kar98K with an 8x and a suppressor is one of my favorite loadouts in the game. It is found very, very commonly, and it can do one-shot kills from a long, long way away. I'm talking 500 and 600 meters away.
Really, bro? Really, bro? You're gonna screw me now?
Oh, I got him! Oh my god!
Nice shot, nice shot, bro.
This baby, if it pops you in the head, as long as you're not in a level 3 helmet, it's curtains for whoever the target is. Now let's throw our 4x scope on the M24. The M24 is basically the big brother to the Kar98K. A couple key differences to this sniper rifle is that it does slightly more damage than the Kar98K, and it has less fall-off damage as the bullet gets further and further away from its origin. It actually retains more of its damage than the Kar98K does. This is only really relevant at extreme distances like 350, 400 meters, 500 meters, and so on and so forth, but still it pays to be aware that the M24 is going to do more damage than the Kar98. The M24 also has a magazine in it, which is different from the Kar98. It can hold up to 7 rounds in it with the extended magazines for a sniper rifle. Its accuracy is almost the same as the Kar98, but it actually has a faster muzzle velocity and a little bit less bullet drop, so the M24 can actually straight line fire at people a little bit more easily than the Kar98. Now, one thing the Kar98 does do better than the M24 is no-scope accuracy. The M24 not quite landing where the crosshair is in most occasions, so the Kar98K is the better no-scope accuracy weapon, although you probably don't want to be no-scoping too much with these bolt-action sniper rifles. Now, with the 8x, this M24 has is an absolute beast, and it makes an amazing sound when suppressed. It's one of the most satisfying kills that you can get in PUBG Mobile, so I highly recommend suppressing the M24 should you get it. And remember guys, this is a crate-only weapon, so it's much more likely that you're going to be rocking the Kar98K than it will be the M24. But should you come up on an M24 and you're already rocking a Kar98, you should always drop the Kar98 and take the M24 instead. Now, our last bolt-action sniper rifle we're going to take a look at today is the famous AWM. This is a 300 Magnum round which does extreme damage at almost any range. It is also only found in crates. You can only find this green beast in crates that fall from the sky or off enemies that have looted those crates once you kill them. This AWM will, again, one-shot people no matter what in the head, even if they have a level 3 helmet. Now, if they have higher levels of chest armor, one shot will not do the trick. You will have to pop them with two, but 2 shots with an AWM will get the job done. This is a weapon that is absolutely fearsome, and if you can land that headshot and take your time with that single shot, it will do the trick for you every single time. If you do come across the AWM out in the open world, this is a gun that you automatically drop and pick up. If you can't use it, maybe somebody in your duo or your squad can, but the AWM is something that you want on your side and not the enemies, because the last thing you want is to get shot in the ear with the AWM and never even be aware that somebody has it. The AWM's no-scope accuracy is not bad. It seems to be better than the M24, but not quite as good as the Kar98K. But again, who's counting? Maybe it just helps out in the arcade mode when you're doing those sniper training matches where it's sniper rifles only. So at the end of the day, which has the most damage? Well, the AWM has the most damage of all the sniper rifles, followed by the M24 and the MK14. Then you've got the Kar98, then the SKS, then the Mini 14. So guys, if you're looking for marksman rifles, which are the semi-automatic ones that you can fire relatively quickly, the MK14 is your best bet. It is found only in crates, and that is what you're going to want to pick up. Now, it kind of is a personal preference between the Mini 14 and the SKS. The SKS has a little bit more punch to it, but less capacity and a little bit more recoil. The Mini 14 is more easily controlled, fires more shots more quickly, but it does do a little bit less damage, so pick what you're comfortable with there. Now, as far as the bolt-action rifles are concerned, highly recommend picking up that AWM whenever you see it, as it is the most powerful weapon in the game. It does more damage than the M24, and the M24 is always an upgrade from the Kar98K in every situation. So if you find the Kar98 and you also find the M24, you're taking the M24 every single time. Kar98 is a beautiful option. It is not a bad option at all. As a matter of fact, it's one of my very favorites, so take that with a grain of salt. It can win you a lot of games. Now, to compare marksman rifles versus bolt action, which are you going to take? Now, I'm taking the bolt action sniper every single day of the week, and the reason why is they do more single shot damage and have better range than the marksman rifles. The reason I want the single shot damage is because when you sneak up on an unsuspecting enemy, you want to be able to take that first shot before they're aware that you are looking at them. You want to be able to line up the headshot just like this, take them down, and they'll never know you're there. That's going to allow you to knock more enemies, kill more enemies on the first shot, get into more situations where you can win the fight, whereas marksman rifles, you're going to get into a lot of situations like this where you put a lot of shots on target, but unfortunately they just don't do the job. You're going to find yourself looking like that more often than not when you get into these fights, especially if you're unable to land that elusive headshot. And if you're going to use a marksman rifle semi-automatic, why not just use a assault rifle on single fire, or just tap fire your auto fire, and it really has about the same effect. I don't believe that the damage boost from the marksman rifles really warrant their use unless you're already rocking an assault rifle as well and you have not yet found a bolt action sniper rifle. So there is my opinions on sniper rifles. Take the bolt action every day of the week over the marksman, but as always guys, take this with a grain of salt. Figure out what's comfortable for you in your style of gameplay and take what you're most comfortable with and best with. That's all I've got for today guys. My name is Powerbang. I've been your host, and if you guys liked the video, smash the like button for me and feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back back in a couple of days with more PUBG Mobile content. And if you're looking again for daily content, check the link in the description for my videos as well. And I will see you guys on the flip side.